allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to stuff relatively quickly. I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda to include gutter invoices. Where we're gonna pay them from.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, approve the agenda with that amendment.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve the minutes from the October 21st, 2024 regular meeting.
Motion approved.
28th.
We read the wrong agenda. Okay. I have an approval. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Approve employee claims filed with the county auditor for $1,854.10.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approve claims filed with the county auditor for $216,250.42.
To approve.
Second.
And the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve preventative maintenance contract with Brecky.
I see there was no change in that, so, and I think they're doing a job, and I haven't heard any complaints or anything from custodials or anything about them getting there and doing their maintenance, so I make a motion to go ahead and approve that maintenance contract.
I'd second that.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve departmental monthly budget reports. Everybody had a chance to look at it?
I can get you a breakdown of departments as soon as I get caught up.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are,
If there's one specific you would like right away, send me an email and I will do my best to get it to you.
We can wait till next week.
Right.
Yeah, it's not.
it's just Brian spending.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't even spread rock this year. What's up? All right, so approve departmental monthly budget reports.
I'd make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
First and a second, all in favor? Motion carries. And then, where are we going to pay the gutter invoices from?
Can we discuss that further on down?
You want to discuss it further on down? Okay.
Go ahead and get the other stuff ready.
Let's place on file the following manure management plans. Full Farms, LTD, Westburg Township, Section 11. State site, Hazelton Township, Section 26. Aurora site, Buffalo Township, Section 25.
Make the motion, place those on file.
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now the gutter invoices? I'm gonna put that at the very last.
That's last.
Discuss old furniture filing cabinets stored in the jail area. So I had like a person from the city approach me, knowing that there's some old file cabinets that we are not going to use and we're just going to get rid of. And there's some other furniture up there that nobody in any office claims and wants nor needs. Is it okay to offer that up to our cities first and then our 501c partners to see if any of them need it before we dispose of it? We gotta get that in.
I would think so. We've reached out many times over the years, and the department heads all be aware. And we put out notices over the years that if they need anything, to go upstairs in the third floor and look it over instead of purchasing, see if there's anything up there can use. So that word's been out there for a long time. So
I would rather see it go to somebody that could use it than have to haul it to Premier's for scrap.
Okay.
My only question is, and for some reason I have it in my head, but I could be 100% wrong. I don't think we can legally give it away. So we may have to pay for $1 or something like that.
Give away for it.
That would be something that needs to be verified with the county attorney. Like I said, I could be completely wrong. I have it in my head for some reason.
Okay.
And you might very well be right.
Only because it's county property. We can't just give it away. Then what are we gonna do with all the other junk stuff up there? Like, I mean, my main concern, the whole place is full and I have stuff in my locked area that I know we can get rid of. But right as you come off the elevator, that would be an amazing spot for my election security carts, but there's chairs, there's half desk, there's half countertops.
And there's just piles of toilet paper boxes. I'm assuming there's toilet paper in the toilet paper boxes.
I know Lyle does store a lot of the supplies up there.
So, but there could be a better place to sit them. Potentially, if we can get rid of some of that old
Well,
stuff.
I'm sure there's plenty of room up there to store things.
No, there's really not.
Well, I mean,
There
instead of
could
just,
be.
Yeah.
pushing it off the elevator and turning around and getting back on the
Mhm.
elevator.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
You know, in like the old kitchen area, I mean, that still has bottles of cleaner from when they moved out from the jail.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So what my idea is to verify if we can sell this stuff to $1, with Sean, to other entities. If they don't want it, call either line in for all the metal and get them to come in with dumpsters and they'll take it all up themselves and they'll go and we get the dollar amount on whatever metal that is and get an old dumpster in here and get rid of the rest of the stuff.
I do know that, Ole was speaking to Gina about this, that her and her husband have a dump trailer. They just don't have a pickup big enough to move it and make the hydraulics work.
So I know Uline will do it for no cost. If it's metal, obviously all the metal stuff they would take.
Well, I'm
I know.
assuming, and I shouldn't assume, but possibly Juniors would bring a
They got dumpster.
dumpster they would bring in and
Right.
it can be loaded up and hauled out.
They always did that for the citywide cleanup that we did for cities.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just I don't want our employees to end up getting hurt while moving our junk out.
Honestly, it's definitely gonna take a work party to get all that stuff down. You know. You wanna check and see what,
I mean,
giving it to a taxing entity, like the cities is probably one issue, but maybe giving it to one of our 501c nonprofits might be a different issue.
yeah, I'll double check with,
Sean
Sean,
or Josh or somebody.
yeah, with the attorney's department and then we can start maybe putting it out there after we get that answer and then maybe just get together someday and just coordinate a work day with all the department heads and whoever and get some of that stuff out of here.
And maybe for the cities or something like that, maybe their maintenance director or the clerk, or if the mayor can't come, set something up where they can come and look and see if there's anything up there and maybe just put their, say, Jessup wants this, Flossie wants this, Winthrop wants this, put
Yeah.
their name on.
Or just have them big truck when they come
Right.
and get it out of here. All right,
So you move ahead with that then.
I will move ahead with that.
Well, there's several areas that are up there that are secured. I'm sure it's your secured storage
Yeah,
that I've never been in. I have no idea.
And I'm assuming you don't have any, you only have your election stuff in your security stuff.
there's election stuff, there's
Oh, we need,
50+ years of township information. There's employee records. I'm sure there's stuff that can be, like paperwork that can be destroyed, but there is a lot of old election equipment, like the metal boxes and stuff. And yes, we use a couple of them, but I'm not gonna use 14 of them.
Right.
Boxes of old scanners and stuff, and that could probably be something that I can just break down and Jason can send off to Office Town to get rid of.
okay,
I know there's even stuff up there, I know it's still there, I'm assuming it is, from the DARE program. There was stuff up there.
There's a
from
whole
that.
room full.
if it's all out of date and it's not be able to be reused, then I
Mhm.
guess we just,
And I think the biggest problem with a lot of that, and I'm gonna at least speak for myself, I don't wanna speak for anybody else. A lot of that stuff in my area, I don't have time during the day to take a day and go up there and haul stuff up, so I'm gonna have to do it on a weekend.
right,
Which is no big deal if I have, like, I'm gonna say for the metal boxes, if I have a place to dump it. Because I certainly don't wanna bring it down and put it in the garage, because there's just a path through there right now anyway, and it always seems to be that way.
So I think we just call a dumpster in and get one in here and start.
Yep, just get something scheduled.
Right. Looks like we can move ahead with that then. And are we ready to go on to the next one, guys?
Yep, fine.
All right, review. Oh, the document for the sale of land for that transfer.
I looked at that letter and I think it's very just short and to the point. Getting an opinion from, that landowner. That's all we're asking for. And I see nothing wrong with the letter that was prepared by our assistant county attorney, so I would make a motion to approve sending that letter off.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Transferred on to letterhead and out into them. Now, do we have to send that registered or just regular mail? We send it registered, we at least know they got it.
Right, I would say do that.
Okay,
I would include that in my motion, send it registered.
okay. Done? Any comments?
I second that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Safety grant, let's go to the gutter invoices before we have Brian come up. That's okay.
Well, I'm assuming it's gonna be about $1,500 total.
750.
I'm guessing.
Well,
Well, one's 750, there's two buildings. We did the senior center and we did the EOC.
oh, I guess it was, we did the senior center.
Yeah. We
Excellent.
did the senior center last week.
Oh, those are newer gutters.
They just cleaned them.
Yeah, they probably need cleaned anyway.
Well, I think going into the winter,
It's better. I don't want no leaks.
that's
I
right.
don't want no ice dams.
And I think it's probably something we want to do annually at least, but we got, hopefully the EOC's taken care of it. We'll have public health.
Oh, yeah, it was really bad out there. We had stuff growing out of the gutters out there.
Yeah.
And the only thing he did not do was rinse them because he didn't have a water source, but they're clean. We want to take it out of our project fund.
What do we
It's
have?
gonna be less than $2,000. I
Well, what do we have in building maintenance?
don't think we had anything. on
We
it.
don't have anything left of.
Oh, we
Right.
do, but it's probably gonna cut you really short.
I would just say, I
Project
don't
fund.
want to monkey with Arthur with that. I just say we just do what we need to do to take it out of building maintenance.
Okay,
Out of the regular building ma-
Okay,
hold on. I had to stop and look at my notes. Okay, so we currently have a line for janitorial and building maintenance for the, public health EOC, but there's nothing budgeted in that.
Right.
EMA had $1,000, but they're already over budget. And public health had $1,000 and they've already spent 1,100. But 900 of that was for furnace filters for the whole building. So do you want me to take it out of the janitorial and building maintenance for public health EOC that has $0 and then we have to do a budget amendment? Put that on the budget amendment list?
Yeah, why don't we just do that?
Yep.
And then the senior center just comes out of general maintenance here.
Yeah, that one has a line item.
Yeah.
Need a motion, Chair.
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion that we do that.
All right,
I'll
for the
second.
first and the second, all in favor?
All right.
All right, now let's get our county engineer up here.
Good morning, and I asked Alex to stop up too, because this is a long-term goal plan effort. And basically what's going on is the Safe Streets for All is a big federal safety fund. And when we did a road safety audit on W13 number of years ago, their recommendation was we build a separate trail for the Amish. So we'd end up buying ground, building off to the side. When you come up to residences, you'd probably have to pull it into the road ditch and throw your drainage underground. Alex went through and did some cost estimates, and it was about 17 million.
About 17 million.
So my question is, when I drive through Cedar Rapids, they have like these nice little wonderful bike lanes off to the right-hand side. I almost hit a bike turning on a corner because it just, there's that extra little path. And you're not expecting people, you kind of are, but you kind of aren't. People get confused by them. That would be my concern with it.
Will this be right next to the road shoulder or on the back slope?
More back slope and additional right of way.
You'd have 5 to 6 foot separation between
So,
actual travel lane and the Amish path.
so it'd be a bother. And how do you get the extra right of way without eminent domain? Some of them people are not gonna be in favor of that.
Well, when you're dealing mostly with the Amish community, Clayton, and that would be something where if we got the funds, then we would start trying to work with them on some of those details. But first step is start working towards getting the monies before you start.
Brian, is this gonna be on both sides of the highway or just one side?
Just one side's what I was perceiving.
It'd have to be both sides.
Has to be
lane up
both.
One line.
Okay,
I was just gonna say, it has to be on
Yeah.
both sides.
yeah, to meet the federal
Well,
guidelines.
can you imagine two buggies coming at each other?
The buggy is about 5.5 feet, so if you're at 10 foot, yeah, depending on what you got for a
10 foot
shoulder.
or 8 foot?
Well,
I
you can
thought
get,
bike link or, walking trails and stuff were 8 foot minimum, I think.
You know,
yeah, but now we're dealing with Amish buggies, but the answer you're saying is both sides.
right now with the shoulders out there, you'd be pushing let's see, 6. You'd be pushing it out about 6 more feet.
On both sides.
Yeah.
So you're taking 12 feet out of production.
It'd
on both
be,
sides.
right now it'd be in ditch. There,
But you have to
The-
move the ditches, don't you?
that's where there's a gray area because the right of way varies so much up through there. Where some areas where you're gonna have to buy right away, other areas no.
My question being is, it's always fine, just anytime you get the construction money to do the project. But what's down the road for as far as maintenance costs? You're gonna have future additional maintenance cost, maintaining it, pushing snow
Yep.
off a bit,
The
whatever.
snow removal, without a doubt, you do, Clayton.
So do we have any idea what that amount of area we're doing, what we're gonna add to maintenance cost?
Well, and there's some real concerns. First of all, we've got the maintenance cost trying to maintain the shoulders with the Amish traffic on where they are.
But then you'd have an extra time through with it because you'd have to, in the wintertime, you'd have to.
Plow snow
So you're
too.
gonna have an extra pass through. on
You're
both
gonna have
sides.
to run the snow plows on that route also. Yes,
And
what you're saying is accurate.
what's the idea of this? We're looking at, is this concrete?
That was where we had some discussions and put down concrete and then cap it off with some hot mix asphalt. Now, I was visiting with Royce Fickner and I don't agree with a lot of what Royce says, but Royce says, oh, I've heard of the Amish horses breaking the rock inside the concrete too. I haven't. I know they'll cut grooves.
Mhm.
And if you're curious, just go out and look at our bridges
Oh, yeah.
where the Amish will come up and cross.
You can see where the wheel track is and the hook track.
And
Even
you
in
said
concrete, even in concrete.
Your earliest estimate is $17 million.
Right.
Is that really the best interest of taxpayers? I mean, really? That, it just seems.
It depends on what you call what you figure human lives, and yes, we haven't been having any issues, but that would be the next thing. Also in there, they would included in that was a roundabout too. And the roundabout, even I had one of the deputies questioning me lately why we aren't building one there.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about and you're gonna have to cut into a couple of different people's lawns and stuff in order to build it. And I don't, that's,
Well, it's a human life worth it.
I could be much more supportive of a roundabout, but this idea to me is
And that's not,
I don't care. I realize it's not coming out of our general fund or anything, but it's still taxpayer money.
It's taxpayer money
It
with,
just doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
and not only that, that's not the only road that we got issues with the Amish traveling.
you know, wherever the rock roads, they grind up the rock, and when you try and visit with them on that, they disagree with you big time, but
They also bring a big tourist attraction though. I mean, they have a huge footprint when it comes to tourists.
yeah. But just trying to identify safety, how can we make it safer out there? And this was in the local road safety audit, when
Just make it
when the
45 miles an hour out there.
nobody would drive it, and you couldn't legally do it.
I see gawkers driving it all the time. I get stuck behind them.
You guy, 45, how many people drive 45?
Me, because I'm scared of going off the road.
Yeah, it's, well, Koski Diagonal, that was the way it was designed and built. Yeah, and you try to come into these other roads where they're designed for the 55-mile-an-hour traffic and post the speed limit slower. And legally, you can't do it. Second thing is people don't obey it.
I kind of agree with John on that. If we want to move ahead with some kind of safety thing, we feel the roundabout's important or something like that, for safety or something like that. And then to build 2 trails that length, and then later maintenance, every year, the additional maintenance cost.
There's no question you got additional maintenance, even with the concrete base and the asphalt cap.
Right, but in the end, it'd be less maintenance than what we're putting out there now.
We've got the paved shoulders right now that are a real challenge to keep maintained.
Steer them out and go back to cinder.
The reason we did it is because the kids were all walking on the pavements, and
Okay, so I'm gonna burn my feet on hot asphalt, or I'm gonna walk on like a lighter colored pavement.
they don't ever seem to have issues walking on the hot
I've
asphalt.
never seen that.
The issue is that the spring and the fall, when it gets muddy and sloppy, they all walk up on the pavement, and you got 1,100, 1,200 vehicles a day out there. You're trying to put kids on that.
But what are they doing? I mean, there's so many Amish schools that aren't on the pavement, that are on gravel, so they're walking on gravel there too. Are we gonna make a special path for them there?
No, but they don't have near the traffic volumes adjacent to it either.
I'm not really in favor of special path for them on either side of the road there either.
Okay, but yet we should proceed with trying to get the funding for the roundabout.
I like the idea they're on it. It was so successful south of Fairbank, and how many lives it saved there. And I can see Fairbank Amish Boulevard gets as much or more traffic than.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, and I'm gonna say in others, that the roundabout south of Fairbank has saved lives.
And the thing about it is, we've seen a lot of growth up there. We've had new businesses open up there. And so it's all gonna generate more traffic up there. So I imagine our traffic count's going up annually up there.
Yeah,
My
it
only-
is on all the roads.
My only question is, if we put a roundabout in up there, because that's where that barn is, where they have the weekly sales, that sell barn. So what does that do to parking for the sell barn? Like, and what does that do to that traffic? Is it gonna be harder for people to navigate? Is my only question.
I would think it'd be minimal impact on that.
I think minimal too, but again, you can't make too many promises till you actually start drawing things up.
Right?
But my perception of this has been to kind of shift that circle south and west a little bit. So again, you really need to have some curves coming into a roundabout to slow the traffic down. That's how it's actually works the best.
So, because my other question was the school, because the school's right there. So like, how close does that put the traffic to?
I
that
think
school?
that's why you wanna go south.
That's
Yeah.
why-
They don't have their.
Yeah, you know, they're away from school.
And then you got that farmstead on the other.
Yeah, I look at when we built the
On the
roundabout,
north corner,
Mhm.
On the northwest corner. Yeah.
northeast,
um,
northeast,
No, school's on the northeast.
it's just the opposite. You know,
yeah, the school's on the northeast side, and then he used to sell harnesses and such on the northwest, and then
He made belts too, didn't he?
Probably,
Holes and belts, so.
probably, I would agree with that. It made harnesses, but here was, I shouldn't repeat that. Comments I'd heard on the gentleman that used to live there.
Let's not repeat those.
Remember, you're being recorded now.
Yes, I won't make any comments, I said, yes. Let's put it like that. That was one of the businesses I hadn't been to before. But, well, we can kind of change directions and go in that direction easily enough, just trying to get funds for the roundabout.
Yep.
You're comfortable with all that, Alex?
Yep.
And I don't know, like, if maybe there's another part of Buchanan County that could use those safety funds. I'm not sure.
Well, we could try and go more paved shoulders on some of the stuff that don't have paved shoulders. And
Yeah, but the SS4, the serious injuries,
yeah,
Oh,
and that's the highest serious injury one.
yep, that's. Yeah, the intersection, the roundabout would probably be a good candidate there.
okay.
And it'd be,
I'm sorry, what's the intersection that you're looking at for the possible round?
C57 and W13.
Okay, thank you.
And it has had a fatality on it and still has accidents on it.
Yeah, I think I know one of the fatalities.
Yeah, we've
Actually
got
worked with your
pictures.
daughter-in-law.
Ooh. Well, it was Brian Gissel that was driving the semi.
Ooh, did not know that. Anyway.
Yep.
We digress. And so we're gonna go ahead and proceed with working on that roundabout, moving up to the south.
Well, when we get into the design,
Yeah.
that's, first we go after the monies, which is, the last one cost me just over $1 million. This one I figure probably 1.8 to 2.
I'm guessing
Cost
2
of
plus.
2+ because inflation's.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's gotta be a lot of design work. As far as I'm concerned, that driveway going in and out of the auction place is too close to the intersection.
Push it back for, well, the roundabout would kind of lead to some of that. And
As long as we don't cut the auction off, as long as people can still get to that auction,
yeah,
we'll be okay.
Yep.
Can't get to the auction, we're gonna be ever.
well, we've had the issue with them parking on the road tearing it. Yeah, and I've got pictures of that where it was everything everywhere and the cars parked right up to the intersection and
Oh,
you
yeah.
had pedestrians, buggies.
Springtime, or harvest time.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah.
So is there anything else with this project then that we need to know, Alex?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're trying to look forward as we're dealing in the future quite a ways when you deal with some of these funds. In the past, we couldn't go after them because our local road safety plan did not meet the current guidelines.
Now we have a road safety plan that meets the current guidelines.
Hasn't been completed yet.
We're working on, we're going to meet the current guidelines.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, so that puts us down to public comment. Bonnie, Chris? Let's go see you guys here again.
Just glad October is over and wondering if a county can decide not to do daylight savings time.
I totally messed my night up too. I was up at 1:30 in the morning thinking it was 5 o'clock. I was pretty sure it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my watch and I'm like, oh, wow.
Me and Chris both got here at the same time this morning.
I meant to come in early. 'Cause
I did.
I knew the time change.
I goofed up. I forgot all about it.
All right. So,
Alex, all I got to say is with your shirt you got on, you didn't do enough cheering and rooting Saturday.
Yo,
What happened there?
no idea. And all the cases in the world.
that's right.
They had it down until the final 3 minutes and it
Yeah.
kind of just slipped away.
Ah, that's right. They won once a really big game in the last final seconds of it. The Iowa State game. If I remember correctly,
Yo,
pulled that one off. So.
The next big one I'm gonna watch is the Army Navy, and I'm not gonna watch it with Ryan.
Ah, that one's gonna cost me some pizza, I think's the answer.
All right, so we kind of get a motion to adjourn then, so we can get the auditor back to
I make a motion to adjourn.
So, second.
first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And then, so what time did you want to go look at that